that recorded. You just said my recording got stopped.
I'm sorry.
Did it stop
I
recording?
checked it twice.
Did it stop?
Yeah, but I just restarted it, so we'll see. It's okay.
Sorry.
All right, ready? How would you generate a plan to, is this higher order thinking or not? Or a higher order question spent? Good. What are the pros and cons of? Wow, that was quick. Can you explain what happened when? Right. What is a? Should have had you guys call out like what level it
I hit the wrong one, I'm sorry. My mouse jumped.
is. What was the main idea? You guys are family. The main idea is going to be low, like just understanding. What factors would you change if? There you go. Who do you think? Yes. Who do you think's one word answer? So that's lower level. What was the main idea? I already said that one. There you go. Describe what happened at. The lower because they're just having to recall information. If you had it more like describe what happened and why, then they'd have to infer why. Last one, how was this similar to connecting? All right, that's all I have was 10 questions. So now what I want you to do is take a lesson plan that you have for this upcoming week and think of 3 questions that you could just verbally ask or questions you might want to add to a study guide to one of your lessons.
You're just going to have my lesson plans done for this week.
I am.
What today is for? You want
What's
to know the
your-
questions? Do you want us to tell you the questions?
You don't have to. It's going to be on your exit ticket. Think about, look at the passage, and I kind of skipped this during, but think about the passage that you're going to work with for this week. What are questions that you might ask while reading?
Why do we get the background before we actually get to the story? Because book 1 doesn't even talk, we don't even get into this yet.
That's good. You could use your cubes.
I don't know why.
Oh, that's very good questions. I'm gonna do this.
I gave you a question.
Amanda, what are you working on?
Comparing and contrasting two different articles.
Okay.
I
That's
don't
good.
have my phone, I'm getting notifications today, sorry. On that one.
pre-IB, we were reading 2 short stories earlier in the week. We're going to finish up with that on Thursday, so comparing and contrasting some of the themes of those 2 short stories.
Do you think your questions you're creating are things that you're gonna actually include as like a warm-up or in the lesson, just verbally, or actually?
For
Right.
this, I would use it as a warm-up because we are going to transition to the Odyssey and so on that, but it's just to kind of wrap up, but still to bring in the
That's good.
Our bells go on today.
All right, so this last slide on the PowerPoint, I added additional resources. So this is question stems for any content area. So if you're teaching a different content other than English, this has already pre-created question stems that might be useful. And then 2 articles that you might find helpful where you can look up. They just go talk more into detail about what we talked about today, and they have some good strategies that you could use for how to actually implement higher order questions in your classroom. All right, and then on your computer, if you, which I need to share this with you, click exit ticket, that actually does take you to an exit ticket in a post survey. So if you could take that.
Wait, did you share that with us?
And this is just food for thought, something I found interesting. 90%, let's go back up, start at the top and go down, so opposite of blooms. 10% of what you learn, or of what you read that you actually learn. 20% of what you hear, you learn. 30% of what you see, you learn. 50% of what you hear and see, you'll learn. 70% of what you discuss with others, you learn, so going to those higher order things. 80% of what you actually experience, you will learn. And then 90% of what you teach to others, you learn. So taking it back to our during activity, actually having students teach their classmates and talk with their classmates, they're going to have a better chance of actually learning. So once you finish that survey, you're free to go. Thank you for participating.